Are you a disappointment? A failure, even? Has Stacy never called you back? Well, fear not, because with these 5 simple steps, I can get you from being a couch potato to an entrepreneur to a billionaire. With these 5 simple steps. Anyways, let's get started. So you're gonna want to pick your first programming language, and some people suggest Python or Java because it's relatively easy to get into. C is okay, I guess, but the real professionals start with Scratch. So once you're on the Scratch homepage, what you're gonna want to do is download the Scratch language, because from the Scratch website, you have limited access and control over what you can and can't see. That's not really going to work for us. We want maximum control over what we're making. Now listen closely here, okay? You're going to want to go to the top left where it has the Scratch logo, right? The Scratch logo. You're going to want to right click, save as, okay? You can save it anywhere. You can save it to your applications, your desktop, your network. Okay, so now that you've downloaded this entirety of the Scratch language, what you're gonna want to do is find a text editor in which to use the Scratch language. Some people use Eclipse, Vim, other garbage like that, but they don't know what they're doing. You're going to want to download this app. Now, I already have it installed, so I'm not going to show you how to do it. It's called Google Chrome. But once you have Google Chrome downloaded, open a new tab, which you have to press this little plus button up here. Go to Google Drive, right? Okay. Once you're in Google Drive, go to this new button. Go down to Google Docs, right? Now, some people say, oh, it's fine, use Google Docs, use Google Sheets, Slides, Forms, it doesn't matter. Well, guess what? Those people are idiots. And you're going to want to use Google Docs, and Google Docs only. Once you have your text editor, you're going to want to pick a font. Now, any font works except for Times New Roman and Arial. I like to make my font sizes large enough to read, like I'd say a good maybe 10, 18, 48. The first thing you want to understand about computer science is variables. So picture a box. Now this box is your variable, and inside this box you have data. Now your variable, inside the variable is a box which holds the data, and you have the variable name that's written on the box. And the box, and this box, right, with data inside, it can have different types of data. For example, with this variable, you're gonna want to open the box, right? Once you call words, right? And inside this box is data, right? And this data is the variable, and the box has a name. The name is variable, right? Anyways, and you have this data that's in the box, and once you have the box, you're gonna open this data that can different types. So yeah, now that you know how to use variables, I'm gonna teach you about functions. Okay, picture this. Say you want your function to make a 3D rotating donut like I was showing you earlier. Name it something like 3D rotating donut. And your function can take parameters, and these parameters are variables, right? And these variables are boxes. Basically, parameters, boxes, variables, it's all the same thing. And then you're gonna want to go into your main, and once you have the 3D rotating donut, you're gonna want to call it. Once you do that, you're gonna hit compile. Once you hit compile, it's gonna look a bit like this. Now you might be looking at this footage and thinking to yourself, wow, that is one slow-moving donut. Now, there's going to be a lot of other tutorialists who tell you to get at least a moderately stable and well-functioning computer, but what I'm going to tell you here, and this is exclusive to my channel, is that they're lying, okay? You do not need a fancy schmancy $1,000 Mac or $2,000 gaming computer. All you really need is something that can compute. I went and bought myself a $100 TI-84 graphing calculator, and it gets the job done just as well as any stupid gaming computer. So once you've hit compile and you've successfully written and run your first program, we're going to move on to something a bit more complicated. It's called a Hello World program, and essentially what we're going to do is write Hello World to the console. Now how might we do that, you ask? Well, we're going to use something called print, right? And what this print function does is it writes whatever you put in quotation marks to the console. So let's get started. You're going to write print, spelt P-R-I-N-T, and then put 2 quotes, right? And inside those quotes, you're going to put Hello World, spelled H-E-L. Complete the rest of this program on your own. If it gets a bit too challenging, maybe you can't really figure it out, I'd say just unpause it and then watch me do the solution. The solution should look a little bit like this, right? You've got your floats, you've got your for loops. Anyways, it shouldn't have been that challenging, but if you did find it challenging or a little too difficult, I'm gonna put a link in the description which clearly details how it's supposed to be done. Anyways, once you've hit compile, it should run something like this. Pretty basic stuff, pretty low graphics. I'm gonna fast forward this footage, but just make sure that you know that you wrote the correct program. Now that you pretty much understand all there is to computer science, the last step is to get out there, capitalize, create a company in Silicon Valley, invest, market, and put yourself out there. The final step is to earn $1 billion.